Have you ever stood before the mirror and whispered, "Where did my jawline go?" That quiet ache, that little gasp, that blink of disbelief that says, something has changed. You're not alone. This isn't vanity, it's visibility. After 50, our hair becomes more than just strands. It becomes a signal, a frame, a silent witness to how we carry our beauty, our confidence, our strength. And yes, it can be our secret weapon or our greatest giveaway. Hair has weight. It holds memories. It holds meaning. And if we're not careful, it can also hold us back. But here's the truth. You don't need surgery. You don't need fillers. You don't need needles or tight ponytails to look radiant. You just need the right cut. One that lifts. One that listens to your features, not fights them. As we age, everything shifts. The cheeks soften. The skin under the chin starts to loosen. And gravity, she never takes a day off. But your haircut, that's your quiet rebellion, your tool, your joy. And your strategy. This is not about chasing youth, it's about celebrating presence, lifting attention to where your light lives, your eyes, your smile, your essence. A bad haircut can drag you down both literally and emotionally, but the right one, oh, the right one can lift your whole spirit. I've seen it. Women walk in hiding behind scarves and high collars, and walk out with their shoulders higher and their laugh louder. Because hair is emotional. It's the crown you never take off. It's the story you tell without speaking. So if you're tired of feeling older than you feel inside, if you want to soften your jawline, brighten your eyes, and feel just a little more like yourself again, this is your video. We're not here to erase age. We're here to embrace it with elegance. In the next few parts, I'll walk you through what not to do, what to avoid, and more importantly, what to embrace so your hair reflects who you truly are. A woman of strength, of wisdom, of grace, still growing, still glowing, still stunning. Let's begin with the common cuts that weigh you down and the gentle, beautiful ways to lift you back up. The pixie cut, chic, sharp, fierce. A cut that says, I'm bold, I'm free, I'm not afraid to show my face. But here's the secret they rarely tell you. A pixie, when it's too short, too tight, too flat, can betray you. It exposes everything. The temples where hair grows sparse, the jawline where time has softened its edge, the neck where skin begins to fall like silk unraveling. A super short pixie can exaggerate every dip, every shadow, every place that once held firmness and now whispers, gentle, please. It's not that pixies are wrong. They're just often too ruthless. They leave no mystery, no softness, no space for grace to live. And unless you're blessed with high cheekbones and a sculpted jaw, the cut can leave you feeling too bare, too harsh, too revealed. But don't worry, because this isn't about giving up short hair. It's about doing it differently, delicately, intentionally. If you love a pixie, and oh, many women do, ask your stylist for softness. Add volume at the crown. Let the edges feather. Let the layers speak in whispers, not shouts. Side-swept bangs can be your best friend. They draw the eye to your gaze, not your neck. They curve with kindness, not severity. And texture, texture is life. It gives movement. It gives lightness. It gives the illusion of fullness, even where time has taken some away. You want a cut that lifts, that dances, that says, look here, at the eyes, at the spirit, at the joy. A well-shaped pixie can feel like freedom. It shows the world your confidence, your spark, your elegance without apology. But it must be done with care, because the older we get, the more every line matters. And our hair should soften those lines, not underline them. So if you've been feeling like your shortcut isn't serving you, if it leaves you feeling too exposed, too small, too plain, maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the cut. You deserve something that makes you shine, not shrink. Long hair, it's familiar, it's safe. It's the length you've worn for years, maybe decades. You've tied it back, let it fall, used it as a curtain to soften your face, to hide your neck, to feel feminine. But here's the truth we rarely speak. Long hair, when it's flat, when it hangs without movement, can pull us down. Literally, visually, energetically. Hair, like fabric, has weight, and long, heavy strands drag the eye downward, right toward the places we'd rather lift: the jawline, the neck, the space where confidence dims. A center part adds to the effect. It splits the face with a line that demands perfect symmetry. But aging was never about perfection. It's about warmth, character, depth. Flat hair, especially parted in the middle, can make your face look longer, more tired, less alive. And worse, it hides your eyes, the windows where your soul still dances. You may think long equals youthful, but length without life can whisper the opposite. So what's the solution? You don't have to go short. You just have to let it move. Add layers, not choppy, but soft ones, around the face, along the sides. Let the strands kiss your cheekbones, not cling to your chin. Add waves, loose, natural bends that catch the light, that create dimension, that lift the eye instead of weighing it down. Even changing the part can make a world of difference. Try a soft side part. It adds elegance. It breaks the symmetry. It flatters where you need it most. And the texture, embrace it. Air-dried waves, gentle curls, a little lift at the roots. Volume isn't vanity, it's vitality. It says, I'm still vibrant, I still shine. Hair should frame your face, not fall past it like a forgotten thought. So if your long hair is feeling more like a weight than a wing, let it go. Or at least let it lighten, because the goal isn't to look younger. It's to look alive, engaged, elegant. Hair with movement gives your face room to breathe. There's a quiet pressure that whispers, center parts are sleek, modern, timeless. And on younger faces they split the frame down the middle like a line of symmetry, clean, precise, unforgiving. But here's what we forget. Faces change, not in beauty, but in balance. As we age, our features shift. Not wrong, just real. The brow dips slightly. One eye sits a little lower. Cheekbones soften. The jawline loosens, and that crisp center part, it exposes it all. Every little tilt, every small asymmetry we never noticed until the mirror made it obvious. It cuts the face in half like a spotlight with no filter. The result? A face that feels pulled downward, drawn out, tired. Even if your spirit is still dancing, the center part doesn't mean harm, but it demands balance from a face that's earned its stories. And beauty, true beauty, doesn't live in perfect symmetry. It lives in softness, in expression, in grace. Enter the side part, gentle, forgiving, flattering. It shifts the balance just enough to add movement, to add lift, to draw the eye diagonally, upward, toward the eyes, the smile, the spark. A side part adds warmth. It softens without erasing. It creates a frame not of sharp lines but of gentle curves. You can go deep with volume and sway, or subtle, just enough to tilt the light. Even short styles benefit from a side part. It adds dimension. It breathes life into straight silhouettes. No need for scissors. No need for change you're not ready for. Just a comb, a mirror, a small shift with a big reward. Women walk into salons feeling like their face has grown tired, hardened, dull. And then, one side part later, they look softer, brighter, lifted, not younger, more them. Because the side part doesn't try to hide. It supports. It flatters. It reminds the world where your magic lives, not in lines, but in light. So if your center part has stopped serving you, don't fight your reflection. There's a kind of beauty in pulled back hair. It feels neat, in control, put together. It whispers power, precision, poise. But when the ponytail is too tight, the bun too severe, something else begins to show. Not grace, not confidence, but tension, harshness, strain. A tight ponytail pulls more than strands. It pulls your face back, your skin taut, your expression rigid, and it bears all: the neck, the jaw, every soft edge you might want to soften more. It doesn't lift you, it exposes you, especially after 50, when the skin beneath the chin grows looser, the hairline thins, and the features need kindness, not compression. Severe styles flatten personality. They strip away softness. They say, "I'm holding on," when you really want to say, "I'm flowing." You might think a tight updo makes you look younger, more polished, but in truth, it often hardens the face, draws attention to every area you wish would fade just a little. And worse, they can damage the hairline, cause breakage, thin the temples, and leave the scalp aching. But what if you still love the elegance of an updo? What if it makes you feel lifted and light? There's a way, a better way. Choose soft volume at the crown, a few gentle strands left loose around the face. Let tendrils fall, let texture live, let your updo move with you. A low bun, lightly tousled, a soft chignon with air, a half-up style that lifts without locking you in. It's not about letting go of sophistication, it's about redefining it. True elegance doesn't scream, it breathes, it invites, it welcomes. So the next time you reach for a hair tie, pause. Ask, is this style lifting me up or pulling me tight? Am I showing the world who I am now or trying to freeze who I used to be? Because your beauty has evolved, and your hairstyles should evolve with it. Let go of the tension, the tug, the weight of expectation. Embrace the lightness of freedom. At first glance, it looks polished, clean, modern, a statement of confidence. The chin-length bob, sharp, symmetrical, bold, and for some, it works. For strong jawlines, sculpted cheeks, faces untouched by time's soft hand. But for many women past 50, it can be a subtle trap, because where the bob ends, the eye stops. And when that edge lands directly at the chin, it highlights everything beneath it: the softening jaw, the gentle fullness under the neck, the very places we often wish to lift, not frame. What seems structured can quickly feel severe. What promises chic may end up exposing what you meant to draw away from. This isn't vanity. It's awareness. It's learning to see how shape and line can serve you, or not. The blunt bob creates a box around your face, and as we age, our features need space to breathe, to move, to shine. You may find your face feels heavier or more angular than it is. That your neck suddenly becomes the focal point, not your eyes, not your smile. But don't worry, you don't need to abandon bobs altogether. You just need to soften them, to shift the cut from rigid to refined. Instead of a sharp line at the chin, ask your stylist for a bob that ends just below it. Add layers, gentle movement, a hint of graduation that lifts the face instead of weighing it down. Let the ends whisper, not shout. Let them curve with your neckline, not fight against it. Texture is your friend. A bit of wave, a soft flip, even a subtle bend can bring lightness to the whole look. Think of hair like fabric. When it drapes softly, it flatters. When it hangs stiff, it reveals every edge. And remember, volume matters. At the crown, at the sides, even in movement. It's not just about hair, it's about energy. Upward, alive, engaged. Many women who felt off in their sharp bob found new confidence with one tiny shift: a little more length. There is something magical about movement, not just in the way you walk, but in the way your hair falls, floats, responds. Movement says you are alive, you are becoming, you are not fixed in the past, and that's where layers come in. Layers are not trendy. They're timeless, not just a style, a structure. They frame your face like light from a window, softening lines without hiding them, bringing attention to your eyes, your cheekbones, your smile. The right layers don't just sit, they dance. They move with every nod, every glance, every breeze. And after 50, movement matters more than ever. As our hair thins, as our skin softens, as our angles become more subtle, movement brings life back in. It lifts, it breathes, it balances. Heavy, one-length hair can drag the face down. It exaggerates what we'd rather reimagine. But layers, they break that weight. They lift your entire look. Ask your stylist for face-framing layers, not choppy, not harsh, but blended. Effortless, intuitive. Let them start at the cheekbones or just below. Let them curve with your natural shape. Think of your hair as architecture. You wouldn't want a flat roof. You want height, dimension, air, and the crown. Don't forget it. A little volume there can be everything. Not teased and stiff, but gently lifted. Use a round brush. Use a little mousse. Use your fingers. Let your hair rise like your confidence. And then there's texture, so important. So forgiving. A light wave, a soft curl, even a messy flip can transform your day. It doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, perfection is overrated. Let it be just undone enough. Let it say, I'm here, I'm vibrant, I'm not trying too hard, but I care. Because elegance doesn't try. It simply is. I've seen women step out of the salon with layers for the first time. And something shifts. They stand taller. They smile wider. They see themselves again. Not the woman they were. The woman they are. Soft. Sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest shifts, like the moment you tilt your head slightly and light hits your eyes just right, or when you move your part from center to the side and suddenly your entire face lifts. The side part is not just a style, it's a strategy, a secret, a soft rebellion against the pull of time. Because aging does not mean we stop being clever, it means we start being intentional. And the side part is one of the most graceful intentions you can make. Why? Because symmetry, though beautiful, can be unkind. The center part demands perfection. Balanced brows, even cheeks, youthful firmness. But life has moved, skin has softened, muscles have shifted. You've smiled, you've cried, you've lived, and your face shows it beautifully. The center part frames every asymmetry like a spotlight. It brings the eye downward, but the side part, it plays with lines. It adds diagonal flow. It lifts the eye upward toward your gaze, toward your presence, toward your light. It softens the forehead, disguises the thinning hairline, adds instant movement and elegance. It says, I see where I'm going and I know how to carry it. A deep side part creates drama, mystery, confidence. A gentle one feels natural, graceful, familiar. Both work, both flatter, both evolve with you. And best of all, no scissors required, no appointments, no expense, just a comb, a mirror, and the courage to try something new in the name of self-honoring. Let's talk about the haircut that speaks your language even before you say a word. It doesn't scream, it doesn't chase trends, it just whispers freedom, ease, and a quiet kind of rebellion. The mid-length shag is not wild, not messy, not a throwback. It's graceful, thoughtful, designed to move with you. At this stage, you don't want weight, you don't want rules, you want release. And this cut gives you that. It sits somewhere between the chin and the shoulder, a sweet spot, not too short, not too long. It frames without hiding. It lifts without effort. What makes it work? Layers. Gentle, feathered, never harsh. Texture. A natural bend. A soft wave. A little air between the strands. The shag doesn't hold still. It flows. It sways. It breathes. When your hair moves, so does your spirit. It reminds the world, you are not done, you are still becoming. This cut celebrates thinning hair instead of fighting it. It gives body without bulk. It creates shape without stiffness. For women over 50, it's a revelation, especially if you felt like your hair was fighting you, weighing you down, resisting style, refusing to feel like you. The mid-length shag works with you, not against. Ask your stylist for soft layers around the face, a little volume at the crown, and texture that flatters your natural wave. No more helmets, no more hard lines. Just movement, soft structure, confidence. Use a light mousse or texturizing spray. Scrunch gently, let it air dry, let it be imperfect. Perfection is for portraits. You are real, alive, in motion. And here's the truth. This cut is forgiving. Bad hair day. It still works. Too little time, still stylish. It gives you freedom without fuss. And the best part? It suits almost everyone. Round face, oval, heart-shaped, fine hair, wavy, even gray. The shag honors it all because it's not just a cut, it's a spirit, a shift. Some things don't demand attention, they just gently guide it. That's what face framing bangs do. They don't steal the spotlight, they redirect it right where it belongs. To your eyes, to your smile, to the spark that still burns bright beneath time's soft layers. As we age, our foreheads change, our temples soften. The hairline may recede, and fine lines begin to whisper our stories. But face-framing bangs are like a veil of light and grace, not to hide, never to hide, but to soften, to enhance, to shape what the world sees, with kindness. They're not the heavy, blunt bangs of youth, not a curtain drop to cover flaws. These are wisps, feathers, air-kissed tendrils that move as you move. They say, I'm still here, still expressive, still very much me. They blend effortlessly into layers, flow into shags, frame bobs with elegance, a gentle side sweep, a parted fringe, or curtain bangs that fall just so. They all speak the same language, soft, confident, refined. Ask your stylist for light, tapered ends, nothing heavy, nothing sharp. They should feel like a whisper across your forehead, not a helmet, not a wall. The goal isn't to cover, it's to call attention to your best features, the crinkle of your eye when you laugh, the glow of your cheeks when you're seen. Face-framing bangs do something magical. They shift perception, they blur tension, they turn down the harshness of time's outline and turn up your inner light. They're feminine, not girlish, youthful, but not chasing youth. They simply say, I care for myself, I curate my image, I choose softness. And isn't that a kind of power? To choose what the world sees, to shape your narrative without ever needing to explain. For women with thinning hair, they add fullness. For wide foreheads, they create proportion. For expressive eyes, they frame them like art. Pair them with a layered bob, a soft shag, even a mid-length wave. So here we are at the end of this quiet transformation. We've walked through layers, textures, and parts. But this was never just about hair. It was about coming home to the woman you still are, and maybe the one you've yet to fully meet. Yes, time moves, lines deepen, gravity whispers, but so does wisdom, so does presence, so does elegance that no youth can imitate. The truth is, you've never stopped evolving. Your story is not in rewind, it's in revision. Hair isn't just strands, it's memory, it's identity, it's how you show the world your spirit before you speak a word. And you deserve a hairstyle that speaks in your language, clear, graceful, and unapologetically you. Not hiding the years, not running from change, but embracing the beauty within it. The wrong cut can weigh you down, magnify what you'd rather soften, dull what once sparkled. But the right one, the right one can lift your face, lighten your step, and reflect your inner glow outward. You don't need a surgeon. You don't need to erase. You need intention, a part that lifts, a shape that moves, a softness that says, I've lived and I'm still living. You're not here to disappear. You're here to redefine what beauty after 60 looks like. Not trendy, but timeless. Not loud, but magnetic. So whether you choose a layered bob, a soft fringe, a neck-length lift, or the whisper of a shag that dances in the breeze, let it be your choice. Let it reflect your strength, your softness, your story. And remember, aging doesn't ask for permission, but elegance is always a decision. If this video made you pause, smile, or see yourself in a new light, leave a comment below. Tell me what style you're claiming now, or what old belief you're finally letting go. And if you want more beauty with depth, more style with substance, more reminders that growing older can also mean growing brighter. Subscribe, stay close, because here we don't chase youth. We celebrate becoming. You're not just aging, you're ascending. And your hair, it's not just a feature, it's a crown. Wear it with pride.